Disney is the reason sports culture has gone soft. In 1996, Disney acquired ABC and ESPN. They took over the worldwide leader in sports. Disney did in 1996. Jordan's heyday in the NBA ended, I think, in 1998. So at the tail end of Jordan's dominance of the NBA, his second three-peat with the Chicago Bulls, here comes Disney in to take over the worldwide leader in sports, ESPN. And at the time, no one thought much about it. No one knew the significance of it. It should be becoming quite apparent that when Disney takes over an industry, it's going to significantly change that industry. And Disney's acquisition of ESPN was an acquisition of the sports world and Disney's influence on the sports world. And so just to put this all in further perspective, 2 years before, in 1994, Disney tried to acquire NBC and failed. NBC at the time had the NBA contract. Bob Costas, Ahmad Rashad, NBC was in partnership with the NBA at the time that Disney tried to acquire NBC and failed in 1994. They turn around two years later, take over ABC and therefore ESPN. 6 years after acquiring ESPN and ABC, Disney bought the rights to the NBA. Disney, again, a global corporation with a global vision, wanted to get involved in America's most global sports, basketball. And so Disney, immediately after getting ESPN and ABC, they go out and buy the NBA in 2002. 1 year later, LeBron James enters the NBA. And so LeBron James, entering the NBA in 2003, he enters a league that is in bed with Disney and enters a league that has a global vision, and he has bought all into it with Nike and everything else. And LeBron James is part of a strategy that Disney has for sports, particularly basketball, to promote the values most important to Disney. So now I'm going to transition and take a little break from the sports aspect of this, and then now let's just discuss and evaluate Disney's agenda, unrelated to sports, that is becoming very widely known and accepted. It's being unmasked that Disney has an agenda as it relates to grooming and grooming kids. And so any of you that have been paying attention to social media and the media space have been watching this conversation about grooming play out all over social media. And so maybe there's some of you, because someone asked me the other day over social media, what is grooming? And because the word groomers and grooming is being used a lot over social media, it's being talked about, and people on the left are very defensive about this charge that they're groomers, and some people don't know. So I want to read you, this is kind of the definition with my little tweak on it, again, and with no negative intent. I'm not trying to take anything out of control, but this is what my definition of grooming is based off of everything I've read up, how other people have described grooming. Grooming is the act of building a relationship, trust, and emotional connection with a child so that you can shape their sexual, gender, political, and racial worldview. Grooming. Building a relationship with a child so that you can shape their sexual, gender, political, and racial worldview. This is what the parental rights bill in Florida is about. It's trying to stop this grooming process that's going on in our schools. Ron DeSantis is at the forefront, and Florida is at the forefront of this fight. They have passed a parental rights law that Disney, a California-based company, has publicly opposed. Disney and its employees have put Ron DeSantis and Florida and this bill in the crosshairs. They've called it the Don't Say Gay bill. It has nothing to do with saying the word gay. It's about parents being able to control, object to school systems trying to teach kindergartners through third grade, that's 4, 5, 6, and 7-year-olds, about sexuality and gender. Parents in Florida, and most right-minded parents, they want the right to teach their kids about sexuality and gender. They want to groom their children in the way that they see fit, not leave it to crazy school teachers. And so Libs of TikTok does an awesome job of capturing the sentiment of teachers across the country, very upset that Florida and other places and parents are starting to push back against this grooming process that we're seeing from school teachers. And so here's a compilation of just teachers on camera filming themselves talking about their desire to groom young people as it relates to gender and sexuality.
One of the things that teachers always do at back to school night and meet the teacher and things like that is they send home this cute little meet the teacher thing where it has a little bio about us, some of our favorite stuff, just so that you know who we are. How do I do that next year? Do I lie and not talk about my marriage? Do I pretend I'm single? Do I invalidate my spouse's stance as a trans femme person?
Ready, when they've been exposed to information, they're ready to learn about it, whether you think they are or not. And the research says that there is no age too young to talk about pretty much anything.